So as part of our base template, we're now going to look at implementing alerts, which will happen when a user performs a particular action. We're going to just show a little alert at the top here. We're going to keep this really simple so you can implement a more complex solution or something much prettier later on. So to start out then, what we want to do is have our home controller open, because we'll just go ahead and redirect the user off somewhere. In fact, we could probably do this within our routes file. So if we just open up our routes file here, we can create a test route for this. Anyway, under our default navigation, or our default template rather, we want to include this partial. So we want to create a new partial under partials where we created our navigation. And I'm going to call this alerts.blade.php. So within here then, we're going to use Blade, obviously. So we're going to have a Blade control structure, which is an if statement. And we're checking for if a session has a key called info. And if that's the case, we want to output some markup with the class of an alert and alert info. So you want to write this out. This is just basic Bootstrap markup. You can head over to the documentation to find out the different classes that you can give this to alter the appearance. And we're also going to have a role of alert as Bootstrap recommends. So now what we do is inside of here, we're going to say session get info. So over on our base template, we can include this within our container. We don't want it to float up by the navigation. So we're going to include templates, partials, alerts. And if we go ahead and refresh, we obviously won't see anything because there's no info in our session or info key. So it doesn't show anything at the moment. But now what we can do is over in our routes file, we can just create a test route to see how this works. So if we say alert, for example, we're going to have just a callback here, and we are going to return redirect to a route which is called home, and we're going to say with info you have signed up. So what we'll do now is when we go over to alert, that brings us back to the home page and it outputs that alert. So it's as simple as that, very basic, but it's enough for us to get going so we can flash a message to a user. It's also worth noting that when we refresh this page, obviously that message will go because it's only temporarily holding a session.